Are you an aspiring architect or someone who just loves to watch documentaries about meaningful architecture? If yes, then this movie list is perfect for you. Agency Media lists down movies which highlights the wonderful role of architects in the storytelling of films. Laugh, love, and get inspired with his films about architects. Number 1. The Architect. This film shows how a couple tries to complete their dream home only to be impeded by their very own architect named Miles Moss, played by actor James Frain.
As an architect, I have the job of transforming hopes and dreams into wood, glass, steel, and concrete. But if the dreams aren't there, there's very little I can do.
His arrogance, self-centeredness, and obsession with his work brings out the stereotypes that construct an architect. He eventually impedes with the couple's dream home and eventually into their marriage. Is he building their dream house or his dream masterpiece? Next up is the belly of an architect.
Hadrian, as you know, an architect of some repute. He puts a lot of faith in stones.
This film tries to encompass the frailties and realities on how an architect tries to keep a design distinguished from construction. The plot includes architect Trudy Cracklight, played by actor Brian Dennehy, who completes an exhibit in honor of the great visionary architect Etienne Louis Boulay. While working on his exhibit, he gets obsessed with Caesar Augustus, the first emperor of the Roman Empire, after hearing that Augustus' wife Livia supposedly poisoned him. He accuses his younger wife of doing so, but the truth is, he has stomach cancer and his wife is actually having an affair with his co-exhibitor. Number 3. Myelin, a strong, clear vision. If you want to be inspired by a true story, then this documentary film is perfect for you, as it explores the creation of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C.
And so it's really the people, not the politics, which is what this piece is about.
The memorial is a 2-acre land with a wall of names which honors service members of the United States Armed Forces who fought in the Vietnam War. Made by Freda Lee Mock, the film focuses on the life of American artist Maya Lin. She was chosen after joining a nationwide search and persevered through all skepticisms and racism for being Asian. Number 4. Infinite Space, the architecture of John Lautner.
John Lautner was a very tall person, and his hands were very, very large.
Launched on 2008, this film directed by Murray Gregor documents the outstanding architecture of architect John Lautner.
That's the essence of it. My whole life is devoted to architecture, and that's what I live on.
Lautner is a visionary who loves to create architecture that has no beginning and no end. Number 5. High Rise.
For all its inconveniences, Lang was satisfied with life in the high-rise.
This film shows how a piece of architecture, particularly a high-rise building, can depict the social hierarchy that is still very much present today. The plot includes a character named Robert Lang who was trapped between the fractions of his anarchic society.
Is that a horse?
Probably.
On the 40th floor.
The lead role was played by actor Tom Hiddleston, who spent time with a forensic pathologist to prepare for his role since his character Dr. Robert Lang is a physiologist. His role is vital in deconstructing the plot of the film, which focuses on a 40-story tower on the outskirts of London, built by esteemed architect Anthony Royal, played by actor Jeremy Irons. Wealthier residents live on the top floors and more common families below. Number 6. Cathedral of Cultures. This documentary film tries to explore what buildings might say if they could talk. Wim Wenders, the filmmaker of this documentary, shot the full scenes in 3D as he wants to let people experience immersing themselves in architecture. Number 7. Where'd you go, Bernadette?
Can I help you?
Oh, hi, Bernadette. I didn't know you were home.
Apparently.
I hope you don't mind. I called the blackberry abatement specialist.
The blackberry vines are coming under the wall.
This film revolves on the story of a fictional, well-known architect who suddenly disappeared. The story is based on the book Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Semple. It is essentially a story about a woman who feels that she is undergoing a career loss in a depriving city.
I have concocted a plan.
Bernadette!
Bernadette later disappears, leaving behind a set of clues that would help find her. Number 8. American Masters Eames, the architect and the painter.
We weren't sure quite what he was. Was he an architect? Was he a designer? Was he a filmmaker? But what he was, obviously, was something we all wanted to be.
This is about the extraordinary life of husband and wife duo Charles and Ray Eames. Many admire the couple for their creations, which even earned them a right to be called icons of the American culture. Number 9. Columbus.
I saw you at the hospital.
Are you from here?
Yeah,
You like it here?
I'm really interested in architecture.
I hear this town is quite the mecca.
Have you ever wondered how architects fall in love? This film tells us the story of an architect scholar's son and an enthusiast finding a deep connection in Columbus.
This was one of the first modernist banks in America.
Who are you?
God, shut up. I'm just trying to tell you about this building.
During the entire film, the picturesque view and architectures in Indiana were featured. Number 10. The Infinite Happiness. Here's another documentary. This film shows how the architectural design of Community by Bark Ingalls turns out as a perfect concept of home. Called the Copenhagen's 8th House, the ultra-modern loop of apartments allow its 500 residents to interact and traverse within the architectural space perfectly.